Good evening, everybody. Today is March 22nd, 2025. It is a Saturday, and as you can see, it's the evening. I did not make a morning video log today. I woke up and just was not feeling it, dude, and I kind of have this habit of making the video like after I do yard work, and on Saturdays I work at 11. It's like I have to leave at like 10:30 or a little bit before, so I don't really have time to do... Sorry, I'm putting on socks right now. I never really have like time to do yard work in a time where temperature is controlled, just as like in the season of March, right? Who is texting me, bruh? I got my phone. Texting me. Carter. Oh, yeah. One of my friends asking for the link to the social shop renting video. Yeah, I just don't really have time to do it just in the daylight hours, because I mean I get 20 minutes in and then I don't have time for a video log. I need to leave right away. So I think Saturdays are gonna be just a little funky, but I'm not too torn up about it. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, I feel. Yeah, but I just got off work. Came and biked home. Work was chill. It was nice. Left here 10:30. Got my Jersey mics. Went and rode my bike to work. Car is still having that overheating issue, I believe. I've been trying to remedy it, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference so far. And I'm still feeling the soreness from the push-up. So I recorded the push-up video on gosh, was it Thursday? It was Thursday, and it's Saturday night. Dude, 2 days later, I'm still like brutally sore, and I'm brutally sore to the point that literally all day yesterday being sore felt like hell, dude. Like I was just like I still can't lift my arms past here, just brutally sore. So I'm like, it's gonna be a second before I can record another RLRS. So I'm gonna have to figure out something else to do for RLRS, like another skill, and I'll have to make another skill tree, which I'm fine to do. I don't really care. And eventually, I'd like to like make a bunch of proper skill trees and like have the things outlined. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, that's for future me to deal with and me today to think about. Did that. So today after this video log, I just need to finish RLRS. I was struck with inspiration on the bike ride home to record a video. I guess it doesn't really matter because spoilers, if it's uploaded on Monday, it doesn't really matter for spoilers. But I'll probably just edit it all tomorrow, find some stock images to talk about, whatever. What was I saying? Yeah, work today was chill. Had an idea for a video. Let's see. I brought all my stuff to work and then never like took it out because my sandwich never got finished. I just wasn't like super hungry for it. Yeah, work was alright. There was only like one moment where I was even kind of busy. I had like a table of 6 or something. I was big chilling. I was still like fielding responses from the social shop engine video, and I realize now that I should have responded to Josue because I told him that I would have, and I did not. So there's that. Video log morning. Drop. I'm setting goals or not. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. My medicine is definitely worn off by now. I took like 10 this morning. Drop Corey off at work, but this is the truest version of me, right? I'll do this. Yeah, that'll be fine, because I never write down what I do on Saturdays, because it's literally just 12 hours of work, so it doesn't like really matter like reporting what I do. Drop Corey off at work. Brush teeth, video log morning, drop Corey off at work. Stop at Mimi's. And then we have a car event from 3 to 5. Pick Corey up from work. Edit. So basically, I'll just talk about the video just because it is kind of interesting. So I had this thought, and it's like I was just thinking about my journey as president, and like I was kind of like, if I'm not the guy who becomes the president, it doesn't really like matter. Like nothing like really matters in the scope of the universe. Doesn't like really make a difference. If America falls, doesn't really make a difference. Like it just doesn't like matter that much, So I'm like, if I fail in the journey, whatever. Like I did my best as a person. I tried to grow as a person. I learned as much as I could. Great. And then I was sitting there and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like an underdog and a protagonist story. Cause like I'm a lower class person, and I mean most people in America are, but I'm a lower class person who wants to fight, and I'm passionate about it, and I want to go for it, and like make everyone view each other truly equally, right? And that's breaking up monopolies in a big way and allowing for competition to keep prices low and doing everything the right way, you know. And like that is an underdog story, and like if I become the president and I actually do make the world a better place, that's the protagonist event, right? And if I, oh my gosh.
One eternity later.
Anyways, my wife called me. Sorry about that. As I was saying, like, if I do become the president, like that's the protagonist event, right? So it's underdog to protagonist, and it's like that's the story everyone loves, right? But there's a third story, and I think it is the most powerful of the three, and probably the least written, but it's the one that I think holds the most power. And I always kind of think of it as like the seed, or like the egg, like there's just some small thing, you know. And so like for if just thinking out loud, obviously I'm not like super freaking egotistical or whatever, but like if it were to occur for me, like this would all fail, like this would all mean nothing, my videos would never get over 100 views, it all means nothing, YouTube fails, like I don't, I end up dying or whatever, right? And so the things that I've talked about are all kind of like surface level, like they're uneducated so far, but in the future they'll be a lot more well put together, right? And if everything were to go down, like the internet is always going to be there, right? Like as long as there's a server, the internet's going to be there. So you can kind of like find anything that's ever been on the internet. You just have to search in the right places, right? And so my thought is like the seed story is in a thousand years when everyone is literally just like just 1,000 or more years when everyone's like evolved into what we have and everything's kind of, I imagine like if we evolve along with digitalization, like we'll become kind of disconnected from reality, right? Like we won't feel in tune with our planet. Like we won't feel in tune with ourselves and our community and our people and our family, and won't feel in tune with one another, right? And so we'll kind of be resonating on our own with this digital space. And the seed is they find a video where I talk about something that really resonates with them, and they watch it, and it kind of wakes them up. And it's like we all have this idea of like the matrix, you know, and it's like you get snapped out of the matrix, like you wake up, you're woke up now, like everyone is blind but you know. And it's like that moment of like change. And my thought is, in real life, just the way humanity works, one person cannot wake up and be alone woken. Like you literally can't. If one person has an idea, the entire species will change. Like the course of history will change because of the actions that someone did thousands of years ago. Like thousands of years ago. And we still see that today. And I'm sure there's examples like the pyramids of Giza were built, they were ancient when ancient times were occurring, right? Like there are temples all over the world that have been ancient since ancient times. And that's kind of like the mystical thing of in some stories. And it's like, yeah, these magical artifacts were created in ancient times, but this one was what all these ones were copied off of. This one was ancient when these ones were created, right? And it's this kind of just idea of like the seed that sits there and sits there and sits there and sits there, and all of a sudden creates a drastic change years in the future for millions of people. And I genuinely think like if the world is united under one banner and it's not great and it becomes like this, because humans have this predisposition for oligarchical structure, right? If it becomes this huge monopoly and everyone kind of just suffers, you'd have to have a seed like that. Like that's the good ending, right? And so I know in my heart of hearts that all the efforts that I put in the future won't go to waste. They won't. They just won't. Someone somewhere will resonate with what I'm saying, and they will go, you are absolutely right, and they will make a change, and it will change, right? And the best outcome is everyone sees and everyone changes and everyone puts effort in, and everyone grows up and everyone wakes up and everyone becomes actionary and everyone but that's not realistic. Like, we're humans, we're not like that, you know. So that's just been my thought today. That's a video that I kind of was super inspired about, and I think could actually be decent, you know. So I'm gonna finish editing RLRS, and then I'm probably gonna brush my teeth and go to bed because I gotta be up at 5:30 tomorrow to take my brother to work. So I need to run over tomorrow's events with Anna, very briefly. So we'll do that, and yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful March 22nd. See ya.